Welcome to another episode of GaysideStories, where the gay shit goes, and in my case, it goes to die, but that's okay. I am your host, Trillificent. Thank you so much for joining me. Quick reminder, everyone, to use the hashtag GaysidePod when you're tweeting or posting about the show. Thank you so much for doing that. And without any further ado, I'm going to introduce my guest. Actually, I'm going to let him introduce himself. It's a new guest, and take it away.
Hello, my name is Lawrence. I'm here to talk about yoga and geek shit. So, yeah.
I'm going to get right to the point.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I'm from DC, grew up here. And, yeah, I'm here. I'm enjoying myself. Ready to dive in.
So let me give the disclaimer now that yes, there will be spoilers in this episode, but as you should be able to see in the show notes, you can see the exact timestamps of when the spoilers are, when that conversation is happening, and when there will be spoilers. So if you want to skip it and come back and listen to it later, feel free to do that. So we're going to get right into it. So the first segment, the School and Life segment, we're going to switch it up a little bit. And instead of doing the usual back and forth of how we got through our weeks, I actually want to use this time to have you talk about your yoga journey a little bit and your future plans and any advice you have for people looking into yoga.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Yoga is an amazing practice, and I guess going back to when I started, I started early last year, early 2017. Started out doing some videos online, yoga with Adrienne, who's awesome. She has this 30-day challenge every January where she challenges you to do yoga for 30 days. I knew that my schedule wouldn't allow for that to happen, so I just set my own schedule, say I'll do 3 of these a week and I'll be good to go. So it took me a little longer than 30 days, but I started there, and at the time it was just trying something new. It was it's a new year, new me, you know how that goes. And I was like, let's do something new. I've tried the diet and the workout stuff, but let's try yoga because it's something I'm kind of interested in. So I started with that, completed it sometime in February, mid-February. And, I was like, okay, this is fun. I saw a little bit of changes in my body, and I was like, all right, cool. So one of my friends went to teacher training last year. She invited me to one of her classes, and I was like, I don't know. I've been doing online stuff. It's been just 30-minute classes. I don't know if I can get in this. 1, survive for an hour in class. 2, be in a class with other people. That's just I've been practicing my underwear all the time. The only person who sees me is my cat, So I was like, there's a lot of trepidation and a lot of anxiety around it. But she was very welcoming. Her mission is to bring more people of color and people outside of what we see as yoga onto the mat. So she helped me get over that fear, really. In a good way. So I started practicing with her a few times, and by August of last year, I found my home studio, and my teacher, who is now my mentor, and it's just snowballed from there. But I think I was, at first, like I said, I was led to the practice because I wanted to try something new. But upon looking further and through practicing, I've discovered that I was really operating in 2016 on a primal level that was only for satisfying certain needs, the base level of things I need done, making sure I work to put food on the table and pay the bills like that, drink and do whatever like that. But it wasn't anything substantial that I was getting out of it, and it created a void. So I think I was initially, while I did practice to start just something new, it wasn't a calling in me to try this and bring brought to yoga. And since then, my life has changed so much, so much. Yeah. So yeah.
Snatch my edges.
Yeah.
That's interesting. So, what are your future plans?
Well, so my future plans are to teach more. So from, I guess the first part was just, before like just the, you know, pro prologue, prelude, whatever, to the real story. Because once I found my yoga home at Bhakti Yoga DC, I really got into practice more. So before I was going like to class maybe once or twice a week, just here and there because I was like trying to keep up. Now, my mentor was like, if you really want to, dive into it, you need to come to class 3 times a week. And I was like, what? That's too much. But I found time to come. And since then, I just dove deeper into it. And like I said, changed my life around. I quit my job at the end of last year and just came back from India last month for my teacher training. So, like, certified teacher. I'm also managing a studio that's my home now. So, like, life has changed and opened up for me in a way that's amazing. It's all owed to the practice. Like, everything that has come to fruition and where I am right now this day is dedicated and just a gift from the practice. So, as far as future plans, I want to teach more. I want to teach more and invite more people of color, black men, black gay men, black women, trans gender individuals, anybody that feels that they are not welcome. Because, let's be honest, like, most of the time you go to a yoga class, there's nothing but white women there. I've been in classes where I'm the only black person in the class. So and sometimes only male in class. I want to bring more people to the practice because it's an amazing practice. And I think if more people practice, life will be a little easier. Not a little. I think it will be a lot easier for a lot of people.
Okay. So to wrap that up, what advice do you have for anyone looking into yoga, i.e. me?
Well, I think what needs to happen definitely is just to find what feels comfortable for you. Maybe classes out in the city or your part of the town aren't for you. You don't need to do a class. Maybe you just starting at home and developing a strong home practice can help out. Find what feels good for you. That's, I think, where you have to start for, where you feel most comfortable. There are special groups. I know in DC we have several Facebook groups dedicated to people of color. So, like, if you feel like, you want to deal with the microaggressions of, what you deal with at work, you can find a community and build one, but find what works for you. And if you are practicing at home, practice at home. You have a strong practice. If you're practicing in a studio or finding classes, there's so many classes, so many types of yoga. Find what works for you. Maybe you like to go a little slower or a little faster. Maybe you want to sweat all the time. Maybe you don't want to sweat. There are different classes. Find what works, and when you find it, you'll know it. And then go from there. You got it. And if you need tips or pointers, I'm always around as I'm developing and strengthening my own practice. I'm here to teach and give pointers too. So, yeah.
Cool. So, I'll definitely be having some questions for you.
Please do.
And shout out to my friend Mo. You heard her on a past episode when we talked about intersectionality. She's been trying to get me to try Bikram yoga with her for the longest, and I'm like, girl, that's hot.
Yeah, I haven't tried Bikram yet. It's something on my list this year. 2 things I want to do. I want to do Bikram because it's hot. And people have been trying to talk about nude yoga. I'm like, I want to see what that's like, just to see. But I'll probably do Bikram before I do nude yoga.
Right.
But yeah, find what works for you. And, like, if you're doing Bikram, just know that room is really hot. So drink a lot of water and really focus on your breath. That's why I haven't done it yet, because my breath still can use some tuning up.
Yeah, I'm going to have to work up to that. But yeah. I got you, girl, one of these Saturdays, because I just saw on Instagram she's getting back into it herself. So
Ooh.
That's interesting. And, anybody out there that is into yoga, feel free to chime in and let the people know. And I know Kevin from the Outline is big on yoga. It's been pretty life changing for him too, from what I could see. So that's why I was really curious, and I was excited to have you on the show so that I could actually poke your brain a little bit about it.
Yeah, definitely. And like I say, I guess we'll give out social media handles later, but
we'll do that later, and they'll be in the show notes so people will know where to find you.
Yeah, but I'm here to help out and get people to ask questions about it. I think a lot of people have Outside of like misconceptions, there are a lot of misconceptions about yoga. One thing I commonly see, like I guess the conservative religious right is saying yoga is devil worship and stuff like that, and it couldn't be further from the truth. But if you're on that end of the spectrum, I still invite you to come try a class or just research more about yoga. But even still, like what the benefits are, how it can help you out, or just like where to get started. I want to make yoga accessible for people who don't feel it's accessible for them, and like get people on the mat. Like you will be surprised what can happen when you just take that time, be it 30 minutes, 15, an hour, 15, however long you're on the mat. You'd be surprised, just consistent practice, what will change in your life.
Yeah, I've done it before, and I remember my body was screaming, and I was.
Oh yeah,
it's no small feat, especially if you are really committed to trying to do the stuff that you see or that you're instructed to do.
Well, and on that note, like going back to I said, find what feels comfortable. Like I even have times when I'm looking at Instagram and find these like posts like, dang, that person has hips so open, or man, I wish I could get that. And I'm still developing my practice, but find what feels good for you. You don't want to push yourself to a point of overexertion where you're like pulling muscles and tearing tendons and stuff like that. No. There's a way you can access and adapt every yoga pose so that it works for you, so you can get the effects and the benefits of it. It's not supposed to hurt. Well, you're supposed to feel some kind of, not pain, but it is supposed to make you a little sore. But if you to the point where, you're aching every day, then it's something, maybe some alignment may be off.
Got it. All right.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
That is very cool. I've been very not surprised, but I've been happy to see so many initiatives to get more people of color into yoga. So shout out to you.
Thank
you.
And
I will have an update for my yoga journey at some point if I start. No,
you will.
I definitely will. I already have a mat and everything. So
it's fine. It's come your own time. It's good.
Yeah. All right. So we're gonna move on to the come quick segment.
I'm gonna come, sir.
Oh yeah. There's a good amount of things that we're going to talk about, but not too long. So first up, I want to announce that I'm going to be doing a gay culture series on the show, #GaysideCulture. And basically, I invite my listeners to send in about, 3-minute or so soundbite of you explaining what gay culture is and what it means to you. And I'm going to take those and I'm going to feature them, maybe one or two, depending on how many I get on an episode, just kind of pepper them in. And eventually I will have a whole show about it. So if you're interested, like I said, you can DM, you can send them you can call a voicemail and leave it there. You can email, all of that stuff. And let me know you're interested. Let me hear your thoughts. Next up, the Y Comic Con in Baltimore. I wanted to highlight this because I thought that it was very amazing that the nerd community, and I think more specifically the black nerd community, was able to throw that con together in a week after the debacle that was Universal Fan Con.
The fallout. But
everything has been crazy.
That's a whole other thing. But it's amazing to see like so many collaborative people like come together, and that's what community is about. Like, people were rightfully upset, and they used and channeled that energy to bring something so wonderful to people. Like looking back at it, I'm ashamed that I didn't get to go, but like they made something in a week that that was being otherwise planned for over a year. So like
it's been like two or 3 years, but
it's amazing. Like, shout out to everybody who was on top of that. I don't know people who were involved, but like I saw the pictures, like, yo, that's fucking dope.
Yeah. So if you want to see and know more about it and the people that were instrumental in bringing it to pass, and people that went and see the cosplay and know about the panels and everything, go ahead and check out the hashtag. It's #YComicCon. That's WICOMICON. and get your life. Next up, Janelle Monae.
Yay!
She has been in the. First of all, I want to say that I'm happy that Janelle Monae has been around as long as she has. Because I remember when she first came out, and not when she first came out, but when she signed to Bad Boy, and everybody was like, she signed to Bad Boy. Oh shit!
Oh, yeah.
And so, shout out to her for still being here. She just released a new album called Dirty Computer. She has come out as pansexual, which, I know we all have jokes and he ha about that, but it's still, in 2018, it's still a big deal when someone does that. And I think maybe even a little bit more so when it's a black woman, because
definitely.
I don't need to get into how black women are viewed and how they're treated. So it's good to see a successful black woman put herself out there and really let her experience be something that she shares and people can relate to it. And she doesn't mind being a beacon and being a kind of a leader for people who are struggling with their sexuality or trying to find a place to fit in. So shout out to her on that. I listened to the album earlier today and I like it. It's got a good feel to it. Have you listened to it?
I've listened to it in passing. Like, I haven't sat down, like, gone through it. I've listened to, like, when I'm, like, doing, like, running around a city. And there are certain songs that definitely stand out to me. But like I said, it's definitely a feeling and vibe to it that I need to, like, sit back and enjoy and appreciate to, like, get all of it. I didn't even get to see she did, like, a featurette, like, a video.
Yeah, and I haven't watched that yet, but I will.
Yeah.
So, yeah, she has a lot of, for people who are familiar with the album, some of my favorite tracks, Crazy Classic Life. One of her, I want to say, I don't know if it's a single, but it's definitely been out there. I've seen it on her Instagram, Make Me Feel. That's the song that sounds like Prince, like a Prince dedication. She really channeled him on that, so that's one of my favorite songs. She has a song called I Like That. A song called I Got the Juice featuring Pharrell that I like. She has a song called Take a Bite, and that's BYTE. It's closer to the beginning of the album. And then at the end of the album, she has a song called Americans that I really liked because the lyrics were there. It's very fitting because it's her view of what Americans are and what they do, and this craziness of this country. So shout out to her. The album is dope. She's dope. She's been dope for a while.
I remember her back from her Metropolis Suite 1, Violet Stars, Happy Hunting, and that when I heard that song for the first time, I was like, oh, I'm in love. And she hasn't disappointed me yet. I know she's coming. She's on tour. Her tickets are on sale in DC, I think this week. So I'm going to definitely be there seeing her. Like, I have to, I just have to see her. She's an amazing artist. I'm so happy for her. Like you said, like, coming out as pansexual is awesome. And, shout out to her.
Yep. Shout out to her. On the flip side of that, so Bill Cosby was found guilty of 3 counts of aggravated indecent assault for drugging and sexually assaulting a woman named Andrea Constan in his home in Philadelphia in 2004. Now, I don't want to talk about him and this conviction necessarily. My thought on that is pretty much what everybody's been, not gonna say everybody, but a lot of people have been posting on social media, and that is about the apologists and the everyone who has a defense for him. And it's I'll be brief, and I want to say, number one, shout out to Crystal, because words mean things. They mean things, and I would advise and challenge everyone to be very, very mindful of what you're saying and how it can be interpreted.
Yeah.
because coming out and saying the main thing that I've seen, and I'm pretty sure you've seen the same, is that white men like Weinstein and et cetera, they, what about them? They didn't get, so it's unfair that the black man gets convicted and they haven't, et cetera, et cetera. And I get the mindset. It's the legal system is not fair to black people. Yes. Mm-hmm. However, be mindful of what you're saying, because on the one hand you're saying that, but on the other it can be interpreted that you're saying he should not have to pay for his crime because white men who do the same or similar are not paying for their crimes. And I want you to really sit with that and understand that what you're saying is that you're okay with the man who has admitted to doing the things that he was accused of doing. He's admitted it. It's on record. You're okay with him getting away with what he's done just because the punishment is unfair between black and white people. I want you to sit with that. And I put this on my Facebook, and it's amazing to me how many black people are okay with the black person harming other
black people, black women,
or women, you know, other I would say marginalized groups, because all you see is the disparity between black and white. Really sit with that and realize what you're saying, how it can be interpreted, and who's looking at it.
Oh
because
my gosh.
People are so reckless to say that stuff. You don't know who in your life may have gone through the exact same thing and they never said anything because they have people around them like you that would rather someone like Bill Cosby not have to pay for his crimes, regardless of his age and all the other factors that you throw up. No, he was not about to buy NBC, or that is such a ridiculous thing. You realize how much money that would take? Anyway, I don't want to get into that, but I just want to, like I said, challenge people to be mindful of what it is that you're saying. However, if you on some free Cosby shit, you can go to hell.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's amazing. Like you said, people are just, the people who lose are the women who he violated, and then victims across the world who see their relatives and loved ones or friends act out in this way and are pushed further into not coming forward with stuff. You know,
exactly.
Nobody wants. It's a lot of courage to speak the truth, especially against a man of power such as Cosby. So commending for that, and also to the victims out there who may not come forward. You know, strength to them. But like, yeah, it's reckless, and it's like you said, words mean things, and what they're really saying is, you know, they'll take the image of the black man over the words of women. Was it 4+ women?
It's a lot. So
multitude of women. So it's
more than one.
The logic is deeply flawed.
Yeah, but it's faulty.
Faulty. It's filled with fallacies.
Yeah. So yeah, like I said, just be very mindful of that and be very careful, because you really don't know who has been through something and they just never said anything, and you don't know how you're making them feel because you don't want Bill Cosby to have to pay for things that he's admitted to doing and that he was found guilty of doing. Mm-hmm. Like, they didn't just, you know, I don't even want to get into it. I just, like I said, I want to be mindful of that. And I saw something on Facebook. I don't know who it was that said it, but I'm going to repeat it. Mm-hmm. For everyone that is upset that a black man is the first to pay for it and blah, 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 bringing down the black man, the person was very quick to say, R. Kelly is still out here. So,
yeah.
We'll leave it at that. So the last thing in the come quick is I just have two quick reminders, because I've been seeing this a lot, and I don't think people realize the gravity of the situation, and that is transphobia kills. Like, there are people out here losing their life just because someone says I don't I don't think you should live the way that you decide to live.
Mm-hmm.
Homophobia kills. I know that we're seeing more trans people, and it seems like gay people are all over TV and in the movies. They're not, but there is a little bit more visibility. But at the same time, you look at the news and there's still gay people being attacked and killed.
Yeah.
Just for being gay. We see, and it seems like every week there's a new story about a trans woman, usually a trans woman of color, usually a black trans woman,
yep.
being murdered. Like, do y'all understand? I want people to understand the life expectancy for trans women, black trans women, I believe, is what, 33?
Sheesh.
33 to 35, I believe.
That's ridiculous.
You know, and you think it's not a big deal. I've seen multiple stories just in the past week of gay men being attacked by family members, being attacked out in public. Like, it's not all shits and giggles over here.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I just want people to be mindful that hatred, and even just the jokes. This is why we're starting to get so up in arms about transphobic jokes and homophobic jokes. It's not because people are too quote unquote sensitive. It's because jokes are usually rooted in truth. Yep. And the people who believe that truth are the people who take action. And while you think it's a joke, I could go outside, and if someone realizes I'm gay, that could be it for me. Or, like, and I've said this before on the show, someone could message me on Grindr and I go to meet them, and that's my demise.
Yeah.
So
it's a scary world out here, and we need to protect all members of the LGBTQ community.
Absolutely.
Specifically who are on the fringes, like trans women, black trans women. So we gotta love each other more, and like really, like you said, sit down and think about what you're saying when you laugh at those jokes or when you make those jokes, and how they affect people around you.
Exactly.
It's ridiculous.
Like, it's not 1996 anymore. Back then, maybe that stuff was funny. We've all said problematic things. We didn't realize what we were saying. We know better. It's 2018. Yeah. We know better. The information's there. We can see the harmful effects that kind of stuff has. It's not just jokes.
Mm-hmm.
You know? So, again, like I said, just a kind reminder. Those things kill. Like, people are still losing their lives out here. So, let's do better. So, on that somber note, we're going to slide on into the spoilers section of the show. It's what some of you probably are here for, and some of you are like, nope, I'm going to turn this podcast off now, and that's okay. We're going to talk about Infinity War.
Woo!
So, a friend of mine hooked me up, and I was able to see it on Thursday. I want to say, I don't know if that's opening night, because it's like technically opens on Friday, but then they show it on Thursday, whatever that's called.
It still counts to open a weekend, so yes.
Yes. And then I went to see it again on Friday because I needed, I knew that we were going to be talking about it, and I needed to see it twice. Mm-hmm. Because I feel like the first time is for reactions, and then the second time is for absorbing what you see.
Yeah, definitely.
So let's get into it. I'm excited about this conversation. So first, what are your overall thoughts about the movie?
It was good. I think it was well done. I enjoyed seeing Thanos come in there and wreck shop.
Ooh,
like, it was enjoyable to see a villain actually like do villain things and succeed at the villain I guess arc, or what his motivations were. Like, so many times I know Marvel's been criticized in the past, like how their villains are like one note, Killmonger not included, but like, Yo, it was amazing to see that. So I was happy to see like all of like this the culmination and how well the groups actually melded. Like
Hmm.
when Thor met the Guardians of the Galaxy, that was a perfect Avenger to meet the Guardians of the Galaxy because they had that same or similar type of comic effect. Even us pairing Doctor Strange and Iron Man together, having the arrogance of those two men together, like they were very well paired in how they split the movie off. So um, yeah, I mean it was good. I need to see it again so I can like go back like you said and critique and see and digest more. But yeah, that it was I enjoyed it and I
Yeah,
recommend it.
yeah. I thought it was very, very good. Like you said, well done. There were a few things that I was like, like there was way too much lovey-dovey shit, but that's just me personally. I don't like love with my action. Like just give
Mm.
me the action, give me the explosions, give me the ass whoopery.
Yeah,
I
well,
don't.
it wasn't as bad as Age of Ultron when they tried to force Black Widow and the Hulk. So
I mean, there was. We'll get there. We'll get there.
yeah, okay.
But over, I was just like, okay, so y'all got potentially three pair. No, this is too much. It's too much. It's too much.
Yeah,
I have a thought. We'll get to him, and we'll get to him later.
okay.
But I did. I really enjoyed how they kind of highlighted Thor. Like
Yeah,
he was really that girl in this movie. Like
his redemption from his own sucky first two movies. I mean, I know people have their thoughts on Ragnarok. But I think it was the best Thor movie.
yeah, I agree.
But like
In
he
my
came.
opinion, I won't, because opinion, it's not fact, but I think that it was the
No,
best of the three Thor movies of the.
yeah, but he definitely was that girl. He came through
He
like a
came
wrecking
through
ball.
Wrecking Shop too.
Yeah, like I was. It was
He
great to
had
see
to
him.
work for it, but
Yeah.
he had to work for it, but he definitely came through. So, were there any surprising moments for you?
Um.
Because I know you're more familiar with the lore behind this than I am.
So
I'm a
I mean,
quasi geek, y'all.
I mean, I don't. It's funny. I'm going to put myself out here. I'm only familiar with the Infinity Gauntlet via like second experience. I haven't read anything about it, but I know its power. I've seen the screenshots. I've seen Thanos rip Tony Stark in half. So nothing really surprised me. I think my surprise is almost like my critique of the movie, but I guess we can say that for the next part. But yeah, it was a good movie. I enjoyed it. That's the surprising part. Um, I guess going back to like seeing how well those teams matched up and like looking at it now, like the characters they put together worked well together because they have a commonality in their core character and who they are, or who they've been portrayed on screen.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I would say the surprising moment for me was Gamora's death,
Oh
and
yeah,
it's like you could see the rumblings, but I don't know. I just at the something in me was like, no, he not gonna do it. They not gonna kill her. They not like I
yeah.
could like I saw that it was necessary for him
Mm-hmm.
to be able to do what he wanted to do, but I still was like, no, they not gonna do it. And I don't even like Gamora, but
Is it that you don't like Gamora? You don't like Zoe Saldana?
I don't like either one.
Okay, well that's fair.
So that was a little surprising to me because I thought like at the last minute he was going to try to find a different way to do it.
Yeah,
So when he actually went through it, I was like, oh, okay, so y'all gonna solidify his villainy. All right, I got it.
yeah, and that's like that was. I guess that was also surprising because like like we're so used to the hero failing, winning in those moments that was a bit surprising. But once I got there, I was like, oh, she's been talking this stuff, but
Yeah, you look back at it and it's like, well, you said, it sucks, girl, but you kind of brought this on yourself. You kind of
yeah,
did too
she
much.
should've- yeah,
Like if you burned the map to the Soul Stone, then you should have took that secret to the grave.
yeah,
But
or off yourself.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So, what about your favorite moments?
One of my favorite moments was surprising. It was when they were fighting in Wakanda, and that I forgot the lady's name, but the one of the Black Order, the woman, she was fighting. She was above Natalia, like had the blade at her throat, and Scarlet Witch at the right time lifted her up so that Running Will could split her in half and kill her. And it was like, whoa, that was like so brutal. Like I love that part. So that was like probably my favorite part of the movies. It was like so brutal. Even Natasha was like, that's gross. It was pretty. It was like, whoa, they went there with that.
Listen,
also,
sorry, not to interrupt you real quick. They were, once they got their bearings, they were tearing Thanos' quote unquote children up.
Yeah.
I mean,
it was also it was also good to see them building the Stormbreaker. Like the whole, I know some people say like they don't need that arc to show Thor getting his hammer, but like no, I think we do need to see Thor getting his his new weapon. I like that part. I like that mythology part of setting this the scene for things.
Yeah. What were some of my favorite moments? So one of my favorite moments that I did end up seeing, it wasn't in the spoilers. I somehow came across something like some kind of hidden footage that was shown to somebody or somewhere. But anyway, the Thor appreciation towards the beginning of the movie when the Guardians brought him into their ship.
Oh yeah.
Like Gamora and Drax were ready to risk it all. And I was here for it. I was here for it. I was like, yes. Drax, I mean, listen. Anyway, Drax was like, take me.
Yeah.
Another one of my favorite moments was Doctor Strange when he was fighting one-on-one with Thanos, because we really got to see him like the scope of his power.
Yeah.
Because I feel like even in his movie, we didn't get to see what he was all capable of, because it was an origin story, so we had to get there.
Yeah, like you're definitely right about that. Like that was a really well executed scene between those two. Like he was throwing it back. Like even when Doctor Strange threw the pocket reality at him, like if you knew the movie, you could tell what those fractured glass pieces were. Like it was pretty awesome to see that go like it did. And like, I mean, one critique of the movies is I like the way Steven uses his hands for his powers, Doctor Strange, but I absolutely hate Scarlet Witch and how she does her hand movements. Like it's she's the worst.
So I really appreciated that part. Another one was, I stand for Okoye, but the part when they were in Wakanda and they were going towards the battle and Bruce was in that Iron Man suit and he tripped and fell, the look of pure disgust on her face gave me such joy.
She's like, who is this white man? She's already upset to bring all those white people to Wakanda, and he brings this oaf in his big piece of suit that, she was
right. God, it just I love that part. I love Okoye.
Yeah, she's amazing.
I love the part when he was like, well, what did you think was going to happen when we opened up Wakanda to the rest of the world? And she said, the Olympics, maybe a Starbucks.
Yeah.
I was like, okay.
If they did the Olympics in Wakanda will take all the gold. Like, I mean, they are not only technologically advanced, I'm pretty sure that they could, like, all those events track would be nothing. Nobody, Usain Bolt couldn't even beat whoever coming from Wakanda. So, yeah.
And then one of my other, probably my last one that I could think of off the top of my head, favorite moment was when Thor, Rocket, and Groot joined the battle. And we saw Thor just going ham. Like, he got his new weapon, he got his new axe, thanks to Groot doing his little teenage thing. And he was just letting it rip. And I was so here for it. Another one of my favorite moments, because I low-key stand for Black Widow. I love her fight scenes. So when they came in and they had to step in to save Vision, oh sorry ass, and she was giving it to them. I don't know any of their names, but
I think like something Nebula. But I don't know.
No, not Nebula.
Well, Yeah, not Nebula. I don't know. You're right.
Yeah, I don't know their names. And another one that I liked, the one with I don't know if it's telekinesis or if those rings were giving him that power.
The little Squidward looking guy.
Yeah, Squidward. He looks like Voldemort to me, but
yeah, definitely with the nose thing. Ebony Maw is his name, and I think it's telekinesis he has. I could be wrong, but I think it's telekinesis.
Okay, because I know I kept seeing those rings on his hand, so I was like, I wonder if the rings are giving him that power. But he was fucking shit up. I was here for it.
Oh man, yeah.
Like if they didn't have that little silly plan that actually was a good plan, but it was still silly because of where it came from, they would have been in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
Because he wasn't with the shits, or he was with the shits.
Yeah, I mean, even the fights in this movie were pretty good, and that just now I have to see it again because you're talking about these points like, dang, I do remember that part, but I kind of don't remember the way he does. I'm like, yeah, I have to see it again.
yeah, you definitely need to see it again because when we were first introduced to him, when he came down and he was fighting Iron Man and he told Doctor Strange up, and that was one of my, I don't want to say it was a critique, it was just something that I was like, because Doctor Strange, like, he held his own for a fraction of a second against Thanos, Athena, whatever. I know we all say it differently, but when he was fighting old Squidward dude, he didn't have. It was just like, well, did you show up to fight?
Yeah,
he whooped up on him real quick, and so I thought that was interesting.
He got saved by his the cape
by his cape
levitation. I think it was multiple times. So yeah,
the cape was a low key MVP because if it wasn't for that, he would have been towed up. And I saw a critique, but I'm not familiar enough with everyone's arcs. A critique that was saying that there was some discrepancies as far as people's abilities in the movie.
Oh, I don't get into all that.
But yeah, I'm like, I don't know everybody's abilities well enough to know. Although, and we can move into it because now we're moving into our least favorite moments. I don't know much about Vision, but I assumed that he was better than this.
He is. I mean.
He was not in the MCU. I'm pretty sure, I'm confident in saying that in the comic world he's better. Like, I've never heard of Vision being sorry, but in the MCU they were like, "Fuck you, girl."
Yeah,
like, you just here to get us from A to B.
Yeah,
but he was useless even in Civil War.
He was a voice of reason. He was trying to be the moral compass. You know, he was useless. He gave a good line in that movie, but he
gave a good line, and then he almost killed Rhodey. So
yeah,
I don't think that good line was good enough for him to not have done shit other than almost kill Rhodey, aka War Machine.
Yeah, one thing that back to the critiques. One thing also was a good favorite part was when they brought Vision to Wakanda, and Shuri was trying to schooling.
I can't believe I forgot about that part.
At her core, like, saying, "Why do you guys think of this? Like, what are you guys thinking about? Like, you guys are like saying, fuck you guys are stupid." Like,
when she said, core, "I'm sure you did your best," I was like, "Damn."
Flexing black girl magic, like, Shuri's president.
Black girl scientific magic at that.
Right.
She was like, "Why didn't you just blah, 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 blah?" And Bruce Banner was sitting there sweating bullets, like,
stuck like a white man is.
Yeah,
stuck.
She's like, "Oh, you're mediocre." Okay.
Yeah.
Another interesting thing in the movies was Hulk, sis. We need to talk.
He got wrecked. By Thanos. Hulk has been.
That is fair. He did get rocked. However, I'm like, come on, dude. You see everybody else has gotten rocked multiple times in y'all's acquaintance. You get beat up one time and now you don't want to come out and play no more. Like, come on.
And maybe it's a critique on male fragility and like the masculine ego. Like, he's been going so far to being so good and the best that when he gets beat up, I mean, he threw a bitch fit when Thor almost beat him in Thor's movie. So like,
oh, you know what? That's true.
So it could be that, but he just regressed to that thing. But yeah, it was. I'm actually kind of glad because I like looking at Mark Ruffalo, so I kind of like seeing him on screen. He's a very attractive man. So
yeah, well, see, the thing about it is, when we have Mark Ruffalo, aka Bruce Banner, then they try to force him and Black Widow together, and I'm like, I don't want. No one wants this. Where did y'all even get this from?
That's Joss Whedon's old shit from Avengers 2.
Yeah, I mean, it's not new. It's just, it's never worked. They don't have any chemistry.
Yeah.
You know, like, not to try to push characters together, because I don't want nobody to be in love. Like, let's just get to the action. But if we have to take that route, because I know how Hollywood is, Captain America and Black Widow have way more chemistry.
Yeah.
Like, their chemistry is crazy. Like, at one point, it's like, okay, I know y'all trying to make them friends, but this is like the only pairing that actually has chemistry. Yeah. And y'all want them to be friends, but you want us to believe that Black Widow and Bruce Banner are supposed to have something for each other. And then even then, it's like, oh, hey, get the fuck out of here. Stop trying to give us that pairing. We don't want it. We don't need it.
Right.
Toss it back and come with something better, or just not at all. Like, hell, I'd rather have seen Black Widow have an affair with Hawkeye than y'all trying to force her with Bruce Banner. It just doesn't make any sense.
That would have been a better, more believable thing. But yeah, I hear you. I never liked that part of it, of this going out of the Avengers. But one of my main critiques of the movie, and I think you kind of hit it with the whole Hulk thing. Like, we have this being Thanos, who by the end of the movie has collected all 6 Infinity Stones. And it wasn't until he made his final act that, you know, most of the characters died. I would have liked to have seen more characters die by his hand, like, you know, in battle. Like, the battle on Titan should have resulted in the death of a few of those people, like, you know.
So,
but like, a few people should have died. Like, Tony should have died, like, instantly. Like, he should have been off and dead. That's my biggest critique. Like, we had this mad Titan coming and strong. Like, Thanos knocks Captain America out toward the end, and Captain America still gets up. I mean, super soldier serum is strong, but it's not cosmic, guys. Like, that was like. Like, come on. Like, he should have that should have been enough to, like, Captain America should have been gone. But I get it for the movie effect, you know, blah, blah, blah.
Well,
like,
I'm not necessarily just for the movie effect, and this is why you know what, I'm going to save my thoughts on that because we'll talk about Thanos more in a little bit. So, I guess we're kind of calling it critiques, but, you know, our least favorite moments, critiques. So definitely the Bruce and Natasha moment, because I was just like, we don't need it. We don't need it. I was kind of side-eyeing the Peter Quill and Gamora part, because I'm like, I guess because we didn't see the progression of their relationship. Mm-hmm. And so it was kind of off-putting to me anyway, because I was like, okay, now y'all are like super deep in love, but I'm like, but when? Like, we started getting grumblings of it. Like, you could tell she wasn't trying to kill him or anything. Like, she was maybe a little bit fond of him in the second Guardians movie, which was nowhere near as good as the first.
It wasn't.
It really wasn't. It had the tools to be, but the execution wasn't. I mean, it wasn't a bad movie, but it just wasn't. It wasn't what I was expecting in the sequel. But you know what? That's kind of par for the course because the second Avengers movie wasn't as good.
Oh no. No.
But on the flip side, you know, Captain America, like the Winter Soldier, was very good. Iron Man 2 was pretty good.
It's Captain America Winter Soldier, I think, is still my favorite MCU movie. And I've seen all of Ant-Man, but yeah. But it's just, I think it's it sticks to what it's supposed to do, set in that time and that feeling. It's a really really good movie. So yeah, but yeah, Marvel has, and it's like most superhero movies, that second one is never. It takes a little, I guess, finesse to do it, and a lot of people don't have that skill.
Yeah. And again, they weren't. It wasn't bad. It
No,
just it didn't have quite the same magic as the first, or it didn't create its own new magic. If that makes sense. So yeah, then my other least favorite moments were all of the scenes with Vision. Like, I just what the fuck, bro? Like, do you even Avenger? Like, why are you here? You, like, I'm flabbergasted that not only are you comprised of an Infinity Stone, you also are comprised of one of Tony Stark's complex AIs. You have bits and pieces of his intellect. You have bits and pieces of Bruce Banner's intellect. You have bits and pieces of Ultron.
Yeah.
And you were utterly worthless. I don't get it. Like, even Iron Man uses his system like, okay, I'm getting my ass whooped. Let me analyze their fight pattern so I can fight back. You didn't even do that. You didn't do anything.
He was the damsel in distress in this
movie. Really was.
I mean, I guess that's cool for a gender reversal in a way, but like he got saved multiple times in the movie.
That's cool for a gender reversal if you don't have an Infinity Stone embedded in your fucking forehead.
You're definitely right. I mean,
my thing with that, well, sorry, not to cut you off.
Yeah.
My thing with that was your being came to pass with this Infinity Stone, and nowhere in the past, I don't know the time difference between when he was created in the second Avengers and the third Avengers, but nowhere in that did you take any time to try to understand the stone, learn how to use it. You knew that Thanos was coming eventually. Y'all all knew that. And for you to take the time to, first of all, I don't even understand where these feelings and emotions came from, but you dedicated all your time to being in love with the Scarlet Witch instead of learning how to be who you are. I didn't understand that at all. I'm like, you don't have any sensors or nothing. Like, you part robot. You mostly robot. How are you getting caught off guard? So Vision, when he died, I was like, he can stay dead, because if this is what y'all gonna do with Vision, let him stay sleeping with the fishes, because it was such a piss poor display. I was like, my God, how are you being out Avengered by Avengers that don't have any powers?
Yeah,
Falcon is a better Avenger. Like, this is ridiculous. Oh, I was so disgusted. I was Okoye the whole time. Every time he came on the screen, I was Okoye. I was like, you getting stabbed again, and then you can't heal yourself. What do you do? Why are you here?
The plot point. He's the MacGuffin.
I'm like, you know, Thor went to bat for you.
Yeah,
he went to bat for you when he still had his hammer. And this is the thanks he gets? You can't even defend yourself? Worthless. Oh, yeah. I was so mad.
Thor took on the power of a star. Like, it was exposed to the power of a dwarf star or whatever. And, you know, this guy who has an Infinity Stone couldn't, I don't know, maybe something to do with, maybe the Mind Stone messed with his matrix and affected his mind. I don't know. But
okay, but...
No, I'm not...
No, I mean, that may be valid, but I'm like, okay, so you didn't go download no kung fu or nothing, no hand-to-hand combat moves, no nothing. Like, are you serious, bro?
Yeah.
Like, if it weren't for Scarlet Witch, you would have been out of there at the beginning of the movie. I'm curious. I'm gonna, you know, as the critiques and everything of the movie come out, I'm very curious to see if that is part of the comic book lore for Scarlet Witch's power to be able to destroy an Infinity Stone. Because as much as I love the movie, that is one of my critiques. I'm like, is this valid or is this a reach?
I mean,
because I felt like it was like a reach. But go ahead.
Well, in the comics, you know, I think one of her most recent displays her powers is that she caused M Day, which basically wiped out the mutant population, destroyed the X gene, or just rendered mutant powers useless for a good portion of mutant population in the comic book universe. So like she had a nervous breakdown, whatever. Read about it in House of M. But yeah, so she has powers, and then recently her and Hope Summers destroyed the Phoenix. They fractured the Phoenix, like whatever, and that's so she has some close proximity to cosmic level powers, but I'm not well versed enough to know. Do know that she's displayed it in a way that I can believe that she can destroy an Infinity Stone. I think it should have took a little quicker than that, but whatever.
Okay, so basically, then it's
feasible.
It's feasible, but it's just the way that she's been presented, because she's never been presented as being that powerful.
Oh no. Well,
in the MCU is what I mean.
Yeah, in the rights, because this is more so they're not even calling her a mutant, but Scarlet Witch is a mutant, so
right. Yeah, I don't even think I think they did her and Quicksilver's origin differently, so they weren't mutants, were experiments.
Exactly.
In Age of Ultron, or the result of experiments, I should say.
All that legal stuff.
Yeah. So it's gonna be interesting to see how they do all that in Phase 4. I'm looking forward to Phase 4 a lot, because now that the X-Men are there, and from what I've read.
Yes.
From what I've read, the Dark Phoenix will be the last standalone X-Men movie, and then they're going to join the MCU.
Yeah, I mean, excited just to have the characters. I'm excited to see how they'll cast them. Off topic, but yeah, how they'll cast the X-Men, specifically Professor X, because from day one, Patrick Stewart has been a spot-on Professor X.
He was born to be Professor X. he was born.
Everybody else is a little bit interchangeable, but like he was like you said, born to be Professor X.
He was born to be Professor X, and I would be very, very curious to see what they're going to do for a new Wolverine.
Yeah, that's going to be awesome too.
Because I feel like Hugh Jackman was born to play Wolverine.
Yeah, exactly.
Not all the movies were good. Don't get it twisted.
Logan's the best one.
Yes. He was getting
Logan's the only one that matters, actually. Logan is the only one that matters, really.
To be honest, because the rest of them, I was like, bitch, what the fuck? Anyway, we are way off topic.
Yeah.
So any other critiques or least likable moments?
I want to see Thanos really give it to them. Or like, I mean, I know like the Black Order, who those, I guess, the Horsemen of Thanos, whatever, they could have did more. I want to see more of them like going ham. Like a few people should have died by their hand. I think it kind of made it cheap to have the characters die at the end the way they did. It's like, okay, I guess I can accept this. And speaking on that, I guess not a critique, and I don't know where to place it, but okay, I'm been very emotional because of yoga practice. So I be crying at movies that don't deserve. That some people don't cry at, but when Spider-Man poofed in the dust, I start tearing up.
Yeah, everybody was. I was like, well, I mean, what makes him? Anyway, go ahead.
Well, I mean, it's just the way he acted in that scene. But Okoye's face when Black Panther went.
Yeah, that was painful.
That was like she was in it, and I love they stayed on the screen just enough to like get all the emotion. She was just like bewildered and just like stuck. And it was like so amazing to see that, and it was like heart wrenching for me to see like, can you get the camera off of her, but keep it on her at the same time? Like, oh god. So I think that's my other critique, like the way the characters went out. The biggest critique I would say, I was like, oh, okay, I guess little group. I wanted more Groot moments.
Yeah, I mean I kind of get it, because it's like teenage Groot is not social, and they were being very close to the hip on that, so I kind of understood that. So now we're moving on to Thanos and I guess his children. I kind of agree with you about the battles with his children, although I guess if you look at it logically, because it took multiple Avengers to take out 1-2 of them, except for at the one with the hammer, where honestly Bruce just got lucky.
Yeah. Well, Wakanda right. If it wasn't for Wakanda, like the shield, he would have, came back. So
Exactly. Um, and then, like I said, that weird ass silly plan that they had for the one with the telekinesis. So I get it, but then I kind of understand how they did it. So with Thanos, he was definitely characterized better than I was expecting.
yeah,
And I think, to go back to what you were saying, where people should have died at his hand, while I see that and that's true, I understand, or at least I have an idea of why they did it the way that they did, and that was because he is a villain, but he's not a mad villain. Like, he was never, at least to me, he was never portrayed as just completely out of his mind and just rabid with evil, and he was just here to fuck shit up. It was, he had a specific goal, and so I kind of feel like it was one of those things where it's like, I could kill you, but I don't need to. Like, I've gotten what I need, and I'm good. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay. I can concede to that point. Definitely.
Because I don't think it would have been anything for him, like you said, to kill. Hell, he made nothing out of Loki. Obviously, he whooped Hulk's ass, and he probably would have killed Hulk if Heimdall had not saved him.
Right. No, you're right.
So that was just, that would have been one of the deaths, but they prevented it because they wanted that raggedy moment with Natasha. Oh, look, the two lovers have been thrown back. Whatever. Go to hell.
They're not Star-Crossed lovers. They're hoping to space as Star-Crossed lovers.
Yeah. And so I really think that was kind of like the way that they framed it, it wasn't that Thanos was just a flat out bloodthirsty evil, warmongerer. It was, I have a goal, and so I'm not gonna do more than I need to do in order to reach that goal. Because if you think about it, it's like, why do I need to sit up here and kill you? Because when I get the rest of the stones and I snap my fingers, half of y'all gonna be dead anyway. So,
no, that's definitely right. Okay, that's I can concede my point, and I just want some more gore in my movies.
Well, it is Marvel, so
yeah,
they're not particularly known. That's the whole, and that the whole running joke between Marvel and DC is that Marvel is supposed to be more kiddie and DC is more gritty, and like, y'all gritty anyway. I don't need to go there. But yeah, so that was definitely one of my thoughts about Thanos. Like, he was characterized a lot better than I was expecting, and I guess that's why I don't know if Ron Perlman could not have done it, but I get why they got an actor to, you know what I mean? Like, not that Ron Perlman is not an actor, but he's kind of like a niche actor.
Okay, and I get you.
I think Josh Brolin, I'm not familiar with him, but I think he's more of like a broader ranged actor.
He definitely brought them to the table. Like, he not humanized, but he gave. You didn't feel he was irrational in his pursuit. I was like, well,
exactly.
There are finite resources in the universe, and
yeah, what he said made sense. It's just that you're doing the most, bro. Even though what you're saying makes sense, you still are doing the most. Like, you have made it, somehow you have rationalized in your head that killing trillions of people, or beings, I should say, is a good thing. Is okay. Not a good thing, but is okay.
Mm-hmm.
Because he never wavered. He never felt any kind of way. It was just flat out like, this is my purpose. So that's what I was saying. Like, it didn't seem like he was being portrayed as just a flat out villain. Like, there was more complexity there because he had a mission.
Yeah.
And he felt like he was ordained to do it. He was born to do it, whatever you want to call it. And then I saw a critique about which, and then people were tearing it down because I guess I didn't read it once I started reading some of the comments of the article, but someone wrote an article about characters just kind of being thrown in and not being properly introduced.
But
and it was like, but that's what these whole 10 years have been. It's been 10 years of introducing people. Like, this is not even our first introduction to Thanos.
That was whoever did that was, I don't know. They whoever paid for that article wasted their money, because that's just a trash, garbage take you could take on this movie.
Yeah.
It's like saying, like, you're jumping in the game. Like, this is in game. This is everything, like you said, everything for 10 years building up to this moment. If you to say that characters thrown in, like, what? We've known every character. Like, every character's been on screen. But whatever. If you say the only people who knew was the Black Order, the four people coming to kill. That's the only people we saw that was new. Everybody else had a moment.
Right.
So fuck them. Whoever they are.
And I will say, even though, like I said, I don't think his intention was ever to really kill unless he needed to. Mm-hmm. Except for Hulk, because I'm sure he felt the way that Hulk, got all them licks on him. Because you could tell, like, even Tony would have died if Doctor Strange had not intervened. But at the same time, you can except for Hulk, I guess, because maybe only thing I could think of is he felt away because Hulk sucker punched him.
Yeah, definitely.
And so he was like, "Bitch, you gotta die." But everybody else, with Tony, he was like, "I respect you. Like, you put up a hell of a fight, and I respect that."
Yeah.
So I don't think, like I said, I don't think he was just supposed to be just a flat out crazy villain. It was more nuanced than that. But he still, even in that, he was still definitely the most dominating villain.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And then I saw a tweet. And a lot of people were like, "Bitch, get the fuck out of here." Someone tweeted that Killmonger was a better villain than Thanos.
No. I'm not going to say that. No, get out of here.
And I don't agree. The only thing I would say on that is, just from what I've been saying, that Killmonger. But even then, because I didn't even feel like Killmonger was a straight up villain. He just he had a plan. He had something that he wanted to do, because when I don't know, and it may just be your interpretation of what a villain is. Because to me, like, a true villain is trying to fuck shit up just for the hell of it.
A Joker type character.
Yeah, a Joker type, like just an anarchist.
Yeah, I mean,
and then you have different levels of villains. So you have your Killmongers who are like, the world did me dirty, so I'm gonna do the world dirty back. You have your Thanoses that are like, I just have a mission, and it just so happens that everybody thinks that the mission is villainy, but it's villainy. What is villainy? Villainy. But to me, it's not. It's just my mission. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But no, I don't think that Killmonger was a better villain.
No.
I think that the way the movies went, I could see the argument. But they're it's hard to compare an origin story villain to an arc culmination villain, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's like the mini boss compared to the big boss on any video game. Like,
right?
No, there's no comparison. And no, I don't want to say him anymore. That's a trash take.
So
I can't do it.
My last thought, and this is me just being super trash, but I was weirdly attracted to Thanos throughout the movie. I was like,
all right, go for it.
Purple big man could get it.
Go for it. I would stick with the Hulk. If I was going for big guys, it would be the Hulk. Just because you need a little rage.
No. I don't know if you're gonna get it now. The way he anyway.
Yeah. I can help him work through that.
The Hulk is
pain.
broken. He's broken. He needs to be fixed. And with that being said, shout out to all of the artists out there that I'm sure are furiously sketching all kinds of nasty slash comics and stuff like that. I hope to see it on my Tumblr, and I have no shame.
All right.
Hey,
there's definitely a market for that. So yes, it'll fly by.
Absolutely.
I'll for you.
Absolutely. So we kind of touched on it a little bit, but I want to do it officially and get your thoughts on how it compares to the other MCU movies. Maybe how it compares to the other Avengers movies, and then the other movies as a whole. Does this one make 18 or 19?
I think this is 19.
Okay, so how it compares to all the other 18 movies?
I mean, all right. So as far as Avengers, I think this made up for Avengers 2. Tonally, it was just much more cohesive and didn't leave as much questions and feelings of being forced. Like, I think for me, Avengers 2 was really forced. As a comparison to Avengers 1, I think it's hard to compare because, Avengers 1 they're essentially the same movie because Avengers 1 is the band getting together all together. And this is the bigger band getting together, bringing in the Guardians of the Galaxy and Doctor Strange and stuff like that. So I think it did well for what it did. As far as compared to other movies, I still think Winter Soldier is my top. Just because the way it was sold to me, like it was a great movie. So Avengers, this is not by far a bad movie. There's much worse movies than MCU. It's up there in like the top 5, definitely.
Agree. That was my note. Definitely top 5. And it would, I don't know, I would have to watch it more, and I would have to go back and watch the first Avengers movie, because I thought about it earlier today, and I was like, I really loved the first Avengers. Like, I would just put it on and not even, like, it would just be in the background, because I just loved watching it so much. And then the next thing I know, I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing because it was supposed to just be in the background, and now I'm watching it for the 50th time.
Yeah.
But I really think that for me, it was right up there as far as, like you said, cohesiveness and just storytelling. And I think that they did a very good job with the storytelling, given the amount of characters that were in the movie.
Definitely.
I mean, they get a side eye from me for killing Heimdall, but whatever.
Yes.
I guess whatever. Because I'm like, why all the black people gotta die?
Well, that's critique.
Well,
I'm still there. That was also kind of. I was like, oh, I know the Wakandans gotta die for these things, but can we not show the Jabari tribe and the border patrol not dying? Can you just show like? I mean, but it was.
It was bad enough that they took T'Challa. And so that launched me into some interesting thoughts, because then I'm like, now the country is leaderless, and is M'Baku going to step up? And then when shit is reversed, he going to be like, I mean, I should have been in the throne. You know what I mean? I don't know. My mind just started racing when I saw that, because it was a very the moment when T'Challa came out with the rest of them, and he was like, thank you for standing with us, and M'Baku was like, no problem, brother.
Yeah.
That really stood out to me, and I'm wondering if that's going to be something that we revisit, because I know that M'Baku was a villain in the Black Panther comics, so I'm curious about that. But as far as like I said, how this compares to other MCU movies, I think it was very well done for what all they had to do. It's not perfect. No. There was a lot to pack into these 2 hours and I think 15 minutes or so.
40. I thought I read 40. It was quite a long time.
No, it wasn't that long. It was like 2 hours and 12 minutes, something like that. And I saw a critique about, not a critique, but we were discussing it in the group chat, and one of my friends was like, I wish they would have brought Tony and Captain America together, because I guess she just goes up for them. Shout out to Tay. Hey Tay. And I was like, I mean, yeah, but they still have a whole other movie to do. You know what I mean? And I feel like that was one of those things where it's like we need to leave some things for the next movie, because what are we gonna do? And especially with them having lost so many of it, because they lost damn near all of the Guardians, although they honestly could all go, because Peter Quill, girl, fuck you.
Yeah, he was annoying.
It wasn't even, I mean, that's his regular, but when he fucked up the plan, when they almost had the gauntlet off of Thanos' hand, I was like, you know what? I don't have time for you, white man. I don't have any more time for you.
Oh, Andy. Every time I see him, I just think about the Parks and Recreation.
Yeah, see, I never watched it. I've only seen GIFs on Tumblr.
Oh, it's pretty good.
But yeah, so I enjoyed it. I'm definitely probably going to go see it a third time. Maybe more, but at least a third time, just for now that I've talked about it and I feel like I've gotten all my thoughts out, I want to sit and just enjoy again.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of touched on it a little bit, but do you have any predictions for the next Avengers movie?
I mean, obviously we're going to see them reverse what happened. How they do that, I don't know. I'm just going to be strapped in and ready to see. Again, I'm not very familiar with the Infinity Arc or Infinity Gauntlet outside of his powers and stuff like that in the comics, so I don't know how they do it. But if it's anything like, comic continuity, it's just they'll retcon some shit together and make it happen. And
I was going to say, because I know comics and continuity.
Yeah, we'll have to accept whatever they give us. That's it'll be that we'll like it or hate it, but we'll have to accept it, and they'll hopefully set the ground for, like you said, Phase 4, bringing in, not only the X-Men but also the Fantastic Four. Hopefully
Are they bringing the Fantastic Four?
I mean, they're part of Marvel. They're the first family. They should be there.
Yeah, but 2 failed attempts already.
Yeah, well,
I don't know why they. But those Fantastic Four movies weren't part of the MCU.
No, they're also done earlier on, like outside of the one with Michael B. Jordan. I didn't even play it. No, it wasn't one of those times. I watched it when it came out. I think I watched it on like Netflix or something, and I was like, ooh. Oh, no, thank you.
Ooh.
I could tell. So yeah, we'll see what happens. But yeah, I'm open to what comes next in the MCU. Let's make it happen. I'm ready. I'm actually excited to see Ant-Man and the Wasp. The previews look pretty cool, but I'm ready for May 3rd, 2019. I think that's when it's coming out. That's one way.
So yeah, like I liked Ant-Man a lot. Like I thought Ant-Man was gonna be trash, to be honest. But even though I love Paul Rudd, I liked Ant-Man, so I'm looking forward to the sequel to that. And I was trying to remember if there were any other MCU movies coming out, but I don't think there's anything else until Captain Marvel. So I'm really looking forward to Captain Marvel, because I want to know the story before she joins, because we know if you stayed in the theaters until the end after the credits to see the last part, because MCU movies, they love doing that. And you saw before Nick Fury died, which I was like, come on, Nick Fury, he ain't even been around in so long. Golly. He called Captain Marvel. So
Pager.
Yeah. He beat me 911.
Right.
But I'm pretty sure her movie is going to be an origin story, and then it's going to pick up where she was being paged, or the next time we see her in 2 months, because I think that comes out in next March.
Yeah, well, the origin story is taking place in the 90s, so it'll be really interesting to see how they do.
Right, to see how they what is her origin, and then see how they bring her in. Like where do we leave off so that we know about her and where she is, and then we can fast forward to her being paged and where is she at? What has she been doing? Mm-hmm. So yeah, I mean, I don't really have any predictions other than that. I'm kind of with you. Like, we know that there's got to be some kind of reversal. I don't know if they find him and they try to battle him again with the 7 of them they have left. And then they my gut is telling me it's going to be a kind of a heart to heart thing. Like they have to talk him into doing it. There's no way they're going to be able to force him to do it. Mm-hmm. He has to understand why, and then he has to make the choice to do it. But we'll see. I don't know. Maybe they'll bitch slap him to hell and then, force him to. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. So, last thing, and then we're going to wrap this up, and this is just me being a piece of shit. So, we're going to do Fuck, Marry, Kill, but it's the Black MCU Avengers Edition. So, it's going to be
very specific.
Yeah, very specific, because I was like, I just want to talk about the black people, or the black men, I guess.
Yeah.
So it's Fuck, Marry, Kill, War Machine, Black Panther, and Falcon.
First off, without any question, I'm killing War Machine. Character never appealed to me at all. The next two are always my hardest to do in these situations. So I am going to. I'm going to fuck Black Panther and marry Falcon.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to agree with you, and War Machine can go.
Yes.
I was not. I've never really been a fan of War Machine. I was not a fan of Don Cheadle as War Machine, and I love Don Cheadle.
Yeah.
But I don't know, that casting. I was like, I don't know. War Machine gotta go. I would kill him. I would actually fuck Falcon, and I would marry Black Panther. I was gonna do it the other way around, but then I remembered that Black Panther is the king of Wakanda, so I was like, I need to be
taken care of.
I need to be the queen of Wakanda. So I was like, let me marry.
You will be kept, so that's good.
Right, and then close proximity to M'Baku, and I'll be like, look, T'Challa, you're just gonna have to understand. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm here. I will learn how to make jollof rice, but
ain't even got on the throne yet, and you already plotting to cheat. Look at you.
Listen, I mean, my goal would be to make that a threesome, but
that's a lofty goal. You got the power. Go for it.
Right? I feel like I'm co-king. I don't know what it's called when a king marries another man, but whatever. King and king. I'm king too, so what I say goes. Okay, so that wraps up that. Like I said, I know it's full of spoilers, guys, and hopefully if you listen to this whole thing, you've seen the movie. Don't tweet me or my guest if you listen to that whole thing, even though I warned about spoilers and I put it in the show notes and you listen to it anyway. That's on you. Good luck, everybody. Mm-hmm. So let's wrap up the show with the queer query, and then we're going to get out of here.
Question.
So, first question. What's something that you would not mind becoming famous for?
Ooh, I should have put more thought to this one. I wouldn't mind becoming famous or spreading good energy. Being good out here, showing people a different way to live, that you can, achieve those things you thought you couldn't. I wouldn't mind being famous for that.
Oh, that's a nice, wholesome answer. Come through. I'm here for it. I wouldn't mind being famous for writing. I feel like it's low key enough. Like I could be famous. Mm-hmm. Like what's one of those white writers' names? What's the one that has all those commercials? Like he pumping out books, like 2-3 books a year. I don't know. I can't remember his name.
Good. Like John Grisham type?
Yeah. It's like where their name, but you may not necessarily know what they look like, and you can still kind of be low key because you're a writer. You're not doing anything where people are like expecting to see you. So that would be my kind of famous. Like, let me be famous for what I'm doing, but let me still be able to be low key, unless I just want to be out there. Like, God, I cannot remember his name.
Yeah.
But every time I'm watching TV, every time I look up, he got a commercial for a new book, and I'm like, damn, you cranking them out, ain't you? So that's that. So next question: would you rather have a classic bad boy record deal that you know is bad, or have your nudes posted online without your consent?
I think I'm gonna go for the second one. Only because I have already accepted when those moments do happen, I send those pictures out. There's a possibility it can happen. I've accepted that fact, and if it happens, I'll just come through litigation. It's fine.
Okay. I was gonna go with that at first, but I feel like I think I would take the record deal. Not because I would feel some kind of way. I mean, I would feel some kind of way, obviously, about my news being leaked, but news being leaked, like, that's forever, and that can always be recalled. Whereas if I'm in a bad record deal, I feel like there are still things that I can do. Like, let's say, like, I have a hit single, or I have a platinum album. Even though my record deal is bad, I can still catapult that into other things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I can invest, hopefully, or, get some investors, and I can, I don't know, open up a restaurant, or I can have a clothing line, or I can, there's so many, like, when you have success like that, even if behind the scenes is shitty, you still have the opportunity to make it be something else. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
So that was mine. So, okay. So for the last question, you guys, I decided to bring back the reversal, and I'm going to let the guest ask me a question.
It's like Uno reverse.
Reverse.
Yeah. Or was it Cha-Cha Slide? So I think the biggest part of my personhood is a geek. So keeping it in Infinity War, if you could possess any one of the 6 Infinity Stones, which one would it be, and what would you do with that stone?
Ooh. Let's see. What are the stones? You got Soul Stone, Power Stone, Space Stone, Reality,
and Mind.
My gut is saying the Power Stone.
Cool.
But I don't know what I would do with it.
You can just use it as a center. You can flex your power when you need to.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that would probably have the most practical uses, because I was gonna say Reality Stone, but then that, you know that it's not real. Like, you changing reality, but it's not like real. So I don't know. Time Stone, I'm like, that sounds like a headache. The Mind Stone, I don't even know what the Mind Stone does, because the person who had it didn't do shit with it. The Soul Stone, I don't know. I feel like the price of the Soul Stone is too high.
Yeah, I couldn't do that now.
And then the Space Stone, I mean, that would be my second choice, because at least then I could bounce around to wherever I wanted to go, and do other things. But I think the Power Stone probably be my choice. What about you?
It would definitely Space. I think it has the least rebound effect. Like, what could go wrong with it?
Yeah.
And also, can you imagine what you save traveling if you had the Space Stone? Like, you can go anywhere. Yeah, with the Space.
Yeah.
Even if it's only restricted to traveling on Earth, man, I'd be taking a vacation every other week. All you got to pay for is the lodging and accommodations. Imagine traveling. Like, you can travel everywhere. Space Stone, me and my friends, hey guys, we're going out.
No more Uber.
Yeah, I mean, shoot. I'm about going across the world. We're going everywhere.
No more Ubering, no more planes, just showing the fuck up.
Yep, be right there.
Ain't got to worry about TSA and their foolishness.
Nope.
Just show up when it's check-in time. Okay, yeah, I can see it. Well, you guys, I think that is going to wrap up this Yoga Infinity episode of Gayside Stories. Lawrence, I want to thank you so much for taking some time out of your schedule and hopping on the show with me.
Thank you for having me. I really appreciate being here, and hope that I can inspire more people to get on the mat. Shameless plug here, or plug anyway. So in an effort to do that, to get more people on the mat, I'm going to be starting May 1st, start posting through my various social media my road and journey to achieving one of a more difficult pose, a forearm balance. So you can follow me. My user or whatever is here_to infinity. So HERE_2 infinity. How appropriate is that? Like, that's cool. You saw the Infinity War.
Indeed.
And the hashtag is Road to Pincha. That's the name of the part of the name of the thing. So follow me on that, and if you want to join me, ask questions about it, or just in general yoga stuff, I'm here to help out. Thank you for having me.
Just for clarification, how do you spell the pincha? Just so people know. Just so I know.
Road and then number 2 and then pincha, PINCHA. So pinch.
Oh. See, I would have been doing something way different. Okay.
It's cool.
So you guys remember, you can go to GaysideStories.com if you want more information. You know where to find the show on social media. Hopefully it's at Gayside Stories on Twitter, Instagram, and it's Facebook.com/GaysideStories. The discussion group for the show is #GaysidePod on Facebook. Please go to Apple Podcasts or whatever podcast app you use that allows you to leave ratings and leave a 5-star review. And if you, or at least a 5-star rating. If you want to write a review, I would appreciate that as well. Make sure you guys are sharing the show with other people. That's how the show grows. That's how I'm able to reach more ears and able to do more things. Remember, I'm doing the gay culture thing very soon. It's probably going to be in the next few weeks. So if you want to send in your thoughts about what you think gay culture is and what it means to you, you can email it to GaysideStories@gmail.com. You can DM it on Twitter or I don't know about Instagram, but or we can set something up. If you need help with recording, just reach out and let me know that you're interested. I have a list of people that I'm pretty sure will do it. Some people that I'm going to ask. Hopefully they say yes. But it's open to anyone and everyone, and it doesn't have to. You don't have to be necessarily gay, because I am curious about what other people, honestly, straight people, what they think it is, and so if you're straight and you want to send something in, don't feel like it doesn't include you, because it does. Because I'm curious about you guys' thoughts too. And with that, again, thank you so much for listening. I know you could be listening to anything, and I hope that I am making your Mondays a little bit more enjoyable, helping you get through work or a workout or whatever it is that you do when you listen to the show. And to wrap things up, as always, you guys, I say this every week, do not forget the lost commandment, thou shalt protect thy walls. Or, in this case, thou might find themselves getting beat the fuck up like Vision. So, make sure that you are doing your due diligence. And we are out of here. Bye, you guys.
Peace.